Just 3 rounds are left in the high school football playoffs, so it's win and stay in or lose and cruise. We're discussing the prep landscape today on CN2 Sports. Welcome, I'm Bruce Snyder. Also in today's show, Rick Pitino and the Cards prepare for game number 3 of the young college basketball season. The Bengals will be going up against maybe the best player in the NFL, and we'll put a bow on the NASCAR season. But first, as Louisville prepares for Notre Dame, a U of L safety now squarely in the national spotlight. And we're talking Cards redshirt sophomore Gerard Holloman, who today became one of 5 finalists for the Bronco Nagurski Award, which is presented to the nation's top defensive back. Holloman has been unbelievable this season, leading the nation with 13 interceptions. That ties the ACC single-season mark and is just 1 pick away from tying the NCAA record of 14 in a year set by Washington's Al Worley all the way back in 1968.
I think it's a credit to, number one, him. I thought he was the most improved guy from spring till now with his preparation. I think his preparation each week combined with his ability has allowed him to make the plays he's made. I also think that having players around you, I mean, stats like that are individual, but at the same time, you know, people around you help in that regard. I think that it's a team thing too, but at the end of the day, I think he's done a really good job of preparing. He's a talented individual, and he has a sense for where the ball is.
It's a big accomplishment knowing that I'm this close to getting the record time, or whether I break it or not. I'm just glad to be a part of this team. Yeah, I'm surprised a little bit about it, but I mean, I know I can make plays, and quarterback's been throwing the ball at me, so I'm just capitalizing.
Anytime you can set a record like that, you're going to be proud of it. I'm already proud of the way he's performed and proud of the way he's prepared each week. He's a guy that takes his position serious. He's a quarterback of our defense in the back end, and he's done a good job of asking him to do the things we ask him to do.
In Lexington, the Cats are on a bye week trying to figure out how to stop a 5-game losing streak that now is Kentucky 5-6 overall. With a week to rest and regroup, UK will work towards clinching a bowl with a win at arch rival Louisville. That game is a week from Saturday. And across the state, Western Kentucky will host Texas San Antonio Saturday at noon Eastern. That's 11 a.m. according to the clocks on the Central Time Zone campus. Western is on a roll right now, looking for a 3rd straight win, 4th in 5 games. A victory Saturday would make the 5-5 Hilltoppers Bowl eligible. A big reason for the success has been the defense, tightening things up and shutting down opponents.
The difference, we've actually picked up the intensity a lot in practice. Coach Brom has really made sure that happens for us. He's even been on the defensive side more in practice, you know, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. And I feel like everyone's starting to trust each other more, and it's a confidence builder. Like, when we're playing games now, we don't feel like, you know, here we go again when someone scores. We feel like, you know, we got to fix it, and it's been helping us.
Also at noon on Saturday is EKU's game in the Swamp against Florida. The Colonels big underdogs, but it was just last year the Gators were upset by FCS opponent Georgia Southern. Win or lose, 9-2 EKU is probably headed to the FCS playoffs. Bids will be announced Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. By the way, congrats to head coach Dean Hood for being a finalist for FCS Coach of the Year honors. All right, pay for play now. The Bengals riding high. Last week's stunning 27-10 win in New Orleans has put Cincinnati back on top of the AFC North. Now the Bengals go back on the road to take on Houston. The Texans are only 5-5, but they have arguably the best player in the NFL in defensive end J.J. Watt. Through 10 games, Watt has 44 tackles, 9.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, an interception, a bunch of batted down passes, 4 total touchdowns, and a partridge in a pear tree. As CN2's Casey Cust explains, the Bengals know they will have their hands full.
I mean, he's good. I mean, he's as good as advertised. Everything, you know.
All right, Casey, thank you much. Coming up next, we've reached the quarterfinals in the Kentucky High School playoffs. There's a number of big games on deck, including a rivalry rematch between Trinity and St. X. Headlining this week's slate, we'll break that game down into a slew more with Courier Journal's Jason Frakes. That's after a quick check of your CN2 forecast. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.